Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I hope I get some people to join me this afternoon. But if not, you can watch the replay. My name is Sue Sanders, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri. It's like in the central part. Let's see. Today is Saturday, March 28th. I don't know where the year has gone already, but it is certainly going fast. Let's see. What do I need to tell y'all today? Okay, we are going to have a new product of the month coming April 1st. It'll be $5 when you purchase $75 or more, and it's a beautiful embossing folder. And I don't know if you can tell, but they have cut around some of those embossed flowers to give it a different look than just a complete embossing folder. So that is one of the things that's coming. Starting in May, we will have some more online exclusives that, let me grab my, I had it here. Where did I do with it? I had my folder. It had all of my, or it had my, okay, so let's hope, there we go. It came up that my connection was unstable. What is one thing that you just absolutely hate doing every year? For me, it's filing my taxes. Not because I have to pay taxes, because we don't usually have to pay taxes. It's just getting all the stuff gathered. I mean, I have to get all of my business stuff gathered, and then this, in 2025, my husband retired, so I had all of his retirement stuff, and he had been getting VA benefits for his disability, and then he started drawing his federal retirement for the little bit of time that he worked for the FAA. So it's just getting all of those papers together, and it's like, oh, I hate this. So that's what I have spent doing the last 2 days, Thursday and Friday, was gathering all of my papers, getting all of that compiled and into a readable list that I could transfer the numbers. So I finally get it all done last night, and I get a text message that they weren't accepted. And I'm like, oh my gosh, why weren't they accepted? Well, unbeknownst to me, I had gone on the marketplace for insurance for just a short time before I started being able to draw my Medicare in June. So, of course, I had to find that paperwork, and they'd never sent me the 1099, whatever it was that I needed. So I had to mess with that this morning. Well, then I realized that I had forgotten to add his federal retirement, so I had to add that. So when I finally got it all said and done, then I didn't get back as much as I had hoped. But anyway, so that's my biggest thing, what I have been doing. And then this morning, after I finished working all of that out and fixing those stupid taxes, thank goodness they have now been accepted for both the federal and the state. So I'm good to go there. Then I had to get my card together for today. So I seen this. It's with Jackie Bullhouse with the Clumpin' Stampers, I believe. She's up in Michigan. And she showed this fun fold. And I thought, I'm going to do a fun fold card sketch today. Something a little different. So the measurements are this. There is quite a few little pieces, but not anything too bad. And at the end of the video, when I stop recording, I will put all of the measurements down in the description bar. So you'll have the description of all the measurements. And then you can go back and watch the video to see how it's put together. So you're going to start with a piece of cardstock. And for your card base, you're going to need to have it at 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So that's what I have here. This is our card base. Then you're going to need another piece of cardstock, and it can be the same color or it can be a different color. This is just my retired papers that I always use for my card sketches. And this piece measures 8.5 inches long by 4.25 wide. And you're going to score that at 5 inches and at 2.5 inches. And then that way it gets folded up like an accordion here. Okay. So that's the second piece. Then you're going to need to have a piece of cardstock, and I matched it to my card base, but this is what is referred to as the front panel, and it is 3.5 by 4.25. So it's 3.5 by 4.25. All right, and then for DSP, but I'm not using DSP in my example card, so we're just going to use some retired cardstock. You're going to need a piece that is 3.25 by 4 inches. And then you're going to need another piece that is 2.25 by 4 inches. You're going to need 2 strips of designer series paper or cardstock. And these measure 3/4 by 4 inches. So that's 3.25 this way by 4 inches long. So we have 2 of those. Then we have a piece that is 1/2 inch wide by 4 inches. And we need a piece for the inside panel that is 2.25 by 4. So there's that piece. Then we need a couple pieces of basic white. You need a piece that is 3.25 by 4 and another piece that is 5.25 by 4. So let's put this together real quick. You want to make sure that you burnish your edges or your creases very, very good. And so we've done that. We're going to set that piece aside. And here is our mini card, is what I like to call it, mini card. There's that. And we are going to place this piece, the front panel. We're going to place it right on top of that on this piece right here. So we're going to open that up and let's put some glue here. So I don't know how everybody else's weather is, but ours kind of turns colder. I mean, we had 80 degrees for weather this week, a couple of days. Last weekend, it was beautiful all weekend. I think I have some dried glue in my tip, but we're going to make it work here and get that squeezed out. All right, now we're going to lay this down like so. Oh, if I could get my fingers to work. And we're going to place that down just like that. So it kind of covers up that one flap. Okay, so then that is how the card opens. All right. Now we're going to take, this is our designer series paper. We're going to take our designer series paper and we're going to lay it down. Let's see if this glue bottle has any, if I have better luck with it. Yeah. We'll lay this down on the front of that, like so. And we're going to take that other piece and we're going to slap that down here inside. Like so. So yeah, so our weather kind of got cold the last couple of days, but it's all right because I know spring is coming. And when it does, then summer comes. Yay. Let's see, what else did Dorothy and I do this week? We finished up the wine glass charms for my grandson's wedding in October. So we've completed that. Then we're going to take this piece, and this is going to have an element or a greeting on that. And we're going to take and lay that 1/2 inch piece of paper down on that, just to give it some prettiness on the inside. And like I said, you can, where I'm showing you the paper at. It can be either cardstock or it can be designer series paper. But this is the design for this sketch card that's a fun fold. So I'm really thinking that I'm going to start doing a fun fold once a month in my card sketches so that you get some different ideas. So that is basically our little mini card. And we're going to take on the big card stock, our big card front. We're going to lay down these 2 strips on either side. Like so. Got a little extra glue there that came out, but that's okay. We'll do the same on the other side. And I have a couple of cards to put together today using designer series paper. You know, sometimes we have a hard time with our masculine cards. And so we just kind of do a plain card for the guys. Well, this would be a really easy card to duplicate for a guy so that they get a wow card too. Okay. Now we're going to take and glue this whole piece down onto our hard base. And I believe this is number 11 in my series of card sketches, I believe. Nope, actually, this is number 12. So this is number 12. I'm going to mark this number 12. And I'm going to put today's date on it. And I have all of the directions and measurements on my card, although I don't have it very even, but it'll be even when we put our other ones together. And then you'll do a focal point here on the front. So it opens up this way. You've got a place to put a greeting. And then it can also open up this way and have a place for you to write or put in a bigger greeting. So that is our sketch card. So now let's put together a couple of real cards. All right. So the first one that I'm going to do is going to be a masculine card. And Stampin' Up! Doesn't have a whole lot of masculine looking stamps and dies. So you kind of have to improvise. But I do have this set, and it is the loveliest tree. I'm not going to use the stamps. I'm just going to use the dies. But you get a big tree that you can cut out. Yeah. My mind has gone blank. The trunk of a tree, the top of a tree, and then some leaves. So we're going to use that today. So I've already pre-cut those. And here again are my card pieces that we're going to use. And I'm going to show you something on this. You can either do a full card where you've got that opening flap, but I'm going to show you, we're going to do this one a little bit different and take away some of that bulk. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take and cut this card base down to, oops, 4 1/4. So I'm going to cut it right there where my score line is. And that can be used for another card. And we're just going to make what I call a half card or like a postcard type thing. So there's that. Here is our small card, our mini card. So you'll burnish those edges really good. Okay. Here is our front panel to cover up and have it all the same size. So we're just going to put our glue down here like this. I do check for my messages, so if you all want to comment on this card today, oh, please do so. I'd appreciate it. And if you like it, hit the like button and the share, and share it with your friends. Anybody that you know that likes to stamp. So now I have my card fold coming out. That had some extra glue to it. So we'll just rub that off and then rub it off my fingers. Okay, so there's that portion. That's for my little saying. And I am using some of the Nature Walk paper, and I am using Balmy Blue for my card bases. And then I have a piece of that designer series paper. This is what's on the back of it. It's like this, but I wanted it to kind of be the night sky. So I am using the Secret Seaside of this. And we're going to attach this to the card front. Like so. What I did forget, though, is my embellishments. So I might have to run over and get my box of embellishments. Let's see if we can get this laid down evenly here. All right. So there is that. Now let's work on, did I not cut it? I didn't cut my inside piece, but we will get that cut. And that piece needs to be cut at 2 1/4 by 4. There's 4. So now 2 1/4. Cut that there. I failed to cut that one. Well, I know why. I got a phone call from a friend of mine, and so I told her that I had to go and I had to do my video. So we're going to put this one in here like this so it matches the front. So that's why, because I was still cutting this at 130. So there is our Secret Sea. Now let's attach our little strips that we have here. And we're going to use the back side of this paper that has that lighter blue on it. We're going to attach it. Oh, come on now. I didn't mean to lay you down like that. We're going to lay you down like so and give us a little border around both sides. Here's our other side. Darker blue at the bottom, just like we did on the other side. I've got a little bit up here. Sometimes if you notice you've got a rough edge where your trimmer cuts, take your bone folder and just slide it over that. And it's going to take that funky edge off for you. Okay. I think I also forgot to cut. I did. My piece of white on this. So this is 5 1/4 by, nope, that's 3 1/4 by 4 inches. So that's 3 1/4 by 4. And that's going to go inside here with a greeting on it. All right. So let's do some stamping now to do these greetings or some other kind of stamping. So on the inside of this, I'm going to stamp let's see. We're going to put on here this tree, and this is from the Peaceful Peir. We're going to stamp that on the inside. I started using a different color paper with this, but I didn't really like how it was looking put together, so I changed my mind in the middle of the boat, or in the middle of the stream, I should say. So let's ink up, and we're going to do this in the Secret Sea. It's just going to be kind of a dark outline, and we're going to, it looks kind of crooked, but that's the way the stamp is made to go on the here part of it. So we're just going to kind of line it up at the bottom and let it go. So there we go. So we have a nice little stamped image on the inside. And let's see. On the front of this, let's just put just because. There we go. I think this is going to be wide enough. Yep. Little block for this. And all I did was I got, I had that scrap piece of my designer series paper, and I just punched it out with my, my 3-banner punch. So it makes 3 different banners for you. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to stamp that also in Secret Sea, just because. Oh, that didn't turn out very dark. So let's try another piece. I have another one here. This is another one of the banners. I may have to be re-inking mine. Oops, got too much on there. So if you haven't heard already, Stampin' Up is changing their ink pads. They're going to be the felt pads, and they're going to be magnetic. So that's going to be kind of fun. I think I'm going to do it this direction, just because it's a little crooked. Where's my scrap at? See, that's why I love my scrap paper, or my scraps. So we're going to do this. I think I will remove my ink cleaner, or my stamp cleaner. Here we are. If y'all could see my desk right now, it's a mess. You'd wonder how I get anything done. But I do. I guess I work well in chaos. All right. So we are going to do, and I want to do it on this light. So let me see. Let's see where this is going to hit at for my light. Make it. I think it will. So I stamp that right in that lighter blue area, which is what I'm wanting. See how that. There we go. Still isn't as dark as I would like it. I don't know why, but we're going to make it do. I'll send it to somebody that can read really good, whether it's a dark color or not. I just don't like how that turned out. Let me go get a different color ink. Might be. I thought that Secret Sea would be dark enough, but I think I'm going to have to re-ink my pad. So let me get another color here that may be darker. Let's see. Let's see how black works for us. Grab my embellishments while I'm over here. I'm just using up some retired embellishments, girls, because these are all retired embellishments. It's like I have got to get them used up because Oh my goodness, they're taking up space. Those down there until we get ready for them. Okay, let's get another scrap here. Let's clean our stamp. And maybe I need to change my stamps. Maybe that one's just too little and I can't see it very well because I don't have my glasses on. Let's see. Thinking of you today. We'll just use that. So thinking of you today. Make sure it's straight. And we're going to try to do it right. Let's see. Did I do... That piece goes on the inside. So I don't want to use that piece. Actually, I won't need to put that on the inside because I have the stamped image. So let's do thinking of you, and I may not be able to use the punch, but we'll see. Kind of, this is how I roll. If one thing doesn't work, I just kind of change it up. All right, so here we go. Thinking of you today. And I think it's because the print is so small. And that is crooked. You know, how many times is that? Usually it's the third time's the charm, but I think maybe what I might do is we'll do it on a piece of white instead of trying to do it on that designer series paper, because that might be making a difference on what it looks like. Let's come back here with my just because. Oh, that's not even my just because. Where did I put my just because? Oh, I put it back in the case. Imagine that. I put things away. Can you imagine? Hardly ever do I do that till the end of everything. Now I bet if I wanted to, I can use my secret C, because it's not going to go on a print. It's going to go on just a piece of white. So here is my just because. So I am kind of excited. I have my pre-order coming. Tell you what, that little stamp is just crooked as all can be. So when I get my stamping order, which will be one day this next coming week, which I'm excited about, I will do an unboxing video because I did get several new things that I'm really excited about. And I have to really remember to tap, 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 because I don't want ink giving me a shadow. So I'm going to flip this over just in case it, just because. That is really off, isn't it? Maybe it's the way I'm holding my block. I don't know, but goodness sakes, Susie. See, nobody's ever really perfect, you know? I know I'm not. I never have claimed to be. How will it look if I do it on? I think what it is my sticker on my stamp is crooked, and I'm going by what my sticker shows. So let's try this. Have y'all ever had any problems like that? I know I do. Sometimes my stickers are off. So if I do this, that's better. We're going to take and go with that. Where is my punch? There it is. Oops. I have a piece of paper stuck in there from the last time I punched. There we go. Now we can punch this out. Just because. Let's see. There we go. So I'm just lining it up here to look straight since I was a little crooked. And I can punch it just like so. So there is that. We'll close up the ink so that I don't get it all over me, right? Now let's work on the front of this card. Let's place it down on our quarter sheet of cardstock, and we're going to place it down right in between those two side strips so that it lines up and you can see a little bit of the border on it. Get my glue to flowing again. Oh, I had a sleep study done on Monday night. Those are the most uncomfortable things. You got all them wires hooked up to your head and your legs, and it's like, oh my gosh, you expect me to sleep? Guess I did sleep. They said I didn't need a CPAP, so that's good. So I don't know. Things must have changed since the last time I had one where I stopped breathing so long or so many times. So there's that. Now I've got to find what, there it is. So here is my little branch for my tree. And here is my die cut of my tree. So we're going to glue those two things together. I'm just going to use a little bit of dab of glue here. And I'm just going to kind of dab it around on my branches. And I'm going to stick my tree like so. I'm going to get my silicone mat so that I can lay this down. Oops. And press it. And then the glue's not getting everywhere. Okay, so there's my little tree. And we're going to put our little tree on. So, and here is our little greeting. Let's put our little tree over here to this side. And we'll put our little greeting kind of right there, just because. And because this card has a lot of bulk to it anyway with the different layers, I'm not going to pop up anything with the dimensionals, primarily just so that it doesn't add any more bulk to it. So there's our tree. Okay. Rubbing that glue off of my hands. How many of you as a kid used to put Elmer's glue on the back of your hand like this and then let it dry and then peel it off? I used to do that all the time. I thought it was so fun. And now we're just going to put our little flag right there. And maybe I will pop it up just so that it gives it a little bit of dimension. It won't be too thick. So here's my little mini dimensionals. I'm going to use some black ones. That's what I grabbed, and that's what I got some of. I'm just going to put down two dimensionals down here. Oops. Get it off my finger. See what? Everything likes to stick to my nail polish. Pull this off. Just because, and we'll put that right there like so. Now let's dig in those dimensionals and see what we've got that will be good on this card. Something maybe to show as some, oh, there's some like blue ones. We'll use those. Those will look pretty. Kind of like those star clusters in the sky. These scraps, Susie's gotta clean up your mess. All right. So we're going to take some of these little blue ones. They're a lighter blue. We're just going to scatter them. And because these are retired and I want to get rid of them, we're going to put 5 of them on here. We're going to put 2 down here on the. So there is the front of our card. We could even do some more. Let's do some more. There's 5. There's 6. And we'll do 7 down here. So there are like our little stars in the sky. All right, so we've got that part done. Now we've got to put this part in. So just because, I'm going to put that inside there. And let's see, what greetings did I have? Just because I'm so grateful. Let's see. I am so grateful. Let's see, where is that one over here? So grateful. It's right here. We'll switch out stamps. I'm going to lay this down. I'm going to let go of my fingers. Get it straight on my glass mat. Pick it up with our block. Check it out. Looks good. Just because I'm so grateful. Okay. Could have done my could have gotten a little bit better. Do we want to? Yes, we will. See, it's not perfect. I didn't press on it enough. So grateful. Tree. We stamp it. Make it look like that tree is standing up straight instead of on an angle. Like it looks like on my stamp. Okay, I am so grateful. Put that down. We're going to show you how we're going to finish off the back of this, where you can write a note. I always get out of the camera view because I'm short. Okay, there's that. And now I have a piece of white paper that is going to go on the back of this. And that's where you can write a little note. And I had a piece. Didn't y'all see that piece of designer series paper that I had? It was a long strip. Oh, I bet I used it, didn't I? I used that strip of paper. Well, we will just cut us another piece. It'll be about a 1/2 inch. One thing I love about the trimmer from Stampin' Up is over here on the right-hand side, it gives you short measurements like 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4, a 1 inch, and a 1.5 inch, 1 1/4 inch. And that way you don't have to try to hold that paper with such a small amount to cut. I'm going to cut this at 4 inches because that's the size that we need to put on the back piece of our card. We're going to put this back here like so. And then it'll give me a spot to write a greeting or write my own note. Okay, so we have the front of it that says, "Just because I'm so grateful." And I have a friendship stamp over there. So I'm going to wait and stamp that. So that will go on the back of our card like so. So that's kind of a really simple but pretty card. Now let's make another one. Let me move some of this other stuff out of the way. And we're going to make us another card that's going to be more feminine using some flowers. Like I said, we have all kinds of flowers, but when it comes to masculine sets, we don't have that many. So I'm trying to find my other kit that I've had. Okay, so again, we have our regular card base that is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. We have that inside piece of white and our stamping for the inside. This is going to go on the inside. I didn't give a measurement for this. This just happens to be scrap that I'm going to add to it. For the front, I've cut out a leaf. There's one of my, there's my 1/2 inch, but we're not going to use it because we're putting that flower down. All right, so let's go ahead and get this one made. We'll fold it and burnish it really well. And really, once you have everything cut for this, unless of course you're like me and you mess up on stamping the greeting as many times as I did, it's not that hard to put together. So let's put this down. Now I'm just going to get my tape runner to do this. And you just want to put adhesive on this front part, not the whole thing, because you don't want all of it. So that's why you want to make sure that you're doing your adhesive on the front panel, this front panel right there. Okay, and we're just going to lay this down and match it up so that it fits over that nice and even. It's good. All right, and there's those little ridgy spots that I'm going to flatten out with my bone folder. Okay, so there is that part of the card. Now we're going to put our front piece on, and I am using some of the designer series paper. This is called the Lovely and Beautiful paper that came out in the January to April catalog. It may still be available, I'm not sure. But it's really pretty, and it's got that gold highlights in it. So we're going to put this down. So it's got Lovely Lavender, Fresh Freesia. I don't know where I got Lovely Lavender at. Fresh Freesia and Old Olive is my green. So now I'm going to put this piece down inside here. I already kind of did my stamping and what have you prior to going live on this one. So it's not taking me quite as long to put it together. There's that. This, I just fussy cut one of the flowers out of that paper. And on this, I'm going to put Cue the Confetti, because I'm making this a birthday card. What does this one say? So grateful that's not it. Where is my... Oh, I already got it stamped, silly me. It says celebrate. So on the inside, I've got Cue the Confetti. We're going to stamp that down here in the bottom. And we are going to put our flower here. And I'm going to use this leaf and put it kind of coming out from the side. Although I don't See, I wished I had some people watching me right now because I'm not so sure how I like this. I don't know if I like it with that leaf or not, but I kind of do it. I don't know. I'm not liking that leaf, so I may not put it down. So let's go ahead and put this down. And because it does hang over a little bit, we're just going to cut off some of that if I can't get this to fit all on here. Some of it might just need to be trimmed off on this one side, just a smidge, which is okay. Just trim that right off of there. That looks okay there. And this is going to go on the inside of this. So today's video is a little bit longer than my Saturdays have been in the past couple of months. There's that. And now we're going to take and lay our leaf down on the front. We're going to use our glue for that. And I'm not going to use a whole lot of it because I don't want it to squeeze out underneath there or underneath my leaves on the sides. So just little tads, just enough to keep those leaves from popping up. I'm not too worried about the stem because the stem will stay if the leaves stay. So there's our front focal point. We're not using that leaf. And we're going to take our Celebrate and we're going to put it right there, and we're going to use some dimensionals for that as well. Just use my black ones. Just doing a couple of dimensionals on our greeting. Okay, and it says Celebrate. Put that right there. Now let's work on the front of our card. Here is our, there's one of them. Where is my other one? There it is. It's hiding from me underneath my stuff. So let me know what the weather is like in your part of the world, as well as letting me know what you think about this card. Don't want to give you a little more space down there at the bottom or at the top. Sometimes my eyes just don't want to work very good. There we go. There's one side. I love this paper. It's just so pretty as far as with the little flowers on here that you have to really kind of look at. And then the little squares that are the green. And then it's got the gold in it, which is really pretty. Now we're going to put this in the center of that. See, I told you, once you get it, I'm using more tape than what I normally do too, but once you have everything cut and you got it starting to go together, it goes together fairly quick. Okay, so there is the way the card opens. And now on the back piece, I have a stamp here that I'm going to stamp, and it says sending wishes for the happiest birthday. We're going to do that in my old envelope. Whoops. We're going to put that piece of paper on the back as decoration, and then sending wishes for the happiest birthday. We are. Close up our ink. Hello. It's Fairy Mail Mother. That's a cool name. You're in Central North Carolina. It's a cool and crisp day there. Yes, it's a cool and crisp day here also. The wind is blowing. If the wind wasn't blowing, it wouldn't be so bad, but it's a blowing. I can hear my wind chimes, and it's getting kind of noisy with them. I'm so glad that you joined me today. We're just putting together the second card, and I'll show you what the first one looked like. This is going on the back of our, or the inside of our card. I'm sorry, not the back. I almost messed that up, ladies, because this card has that opening. So this is going to go on the inside, like so. And now we got to find some embellishments. And I think, what do I have for my retired embellishments? We have some of these flat sequins. And I'm going to use some of those because these are the Fresh Freesia, I believe. So we're going to put Celebrate on there straight. No, it's not. I love when I get these on crooked. Not. There we go. I am going to use a couple of these small ones. Put them here at the end or on my banner. And really, what do you think, Fairy Mail, or is it Nail? I can't read my computer very well. Stick my glasses on. I don't want to call you the wrong name. Fairy Nail Mother. Oh my goodness, I love that. Do you do nails? These are my Easter nails. I have a little Easter egg on my ring fingers. You are a nail tech. Well, isn't that cool? I have a lovely nail tech. She is fantastic. She has never steered me wrong. I think I've been going to her for 4 years, and I think there's only been one time that she gave me a polish or a nail thing that I just didn't really like. But I was only using them for 2 weeks, so it was like, okay, fine, we can put up with that. So here is our second card. It's a birthday card, so it says celebrate, cue the confetti, and then you open it up, sending wishes for the happiest birthday. So that was our second card. And this was our first card that is for, it can be used as a masculine or feminine. I know it's kind of dark, but I thought the colors were okay. I kind of was going for a touch of, here's a tree that's in the forest, that's got the night sky behind it. And then you open it up here and it's got, I'm so grateful. And then this is just a postcard. So it doesn't open up. You just flip it over. And I'm going to put a greeting on the back of this. I just don't know which greeting I'm going to put on there yet. So then, did I get that? I sure did. Look at how crooked I got that piece of paper. It's ridiculous, Susie. Goodness sakes. So are you a demonstrator or are you just a customer of Stampin' Up? And this is not going to come up very good. So we're going to have to use another strip of paper because I used glue, of course. So rip that off and let's do another piece here. We're going to just line this up, cover that up where I messed it up, wrong side. Do it this way. And just do it my way. You're just a paper crafter? Well, I am so glad that you jumped on and found me this afternoon. Normally my videos on my Saturdays for my sketch cards are pre-recorded, but I was working on taxes all week, and so I didn't have time to record it, so I thought I would just go live. So there is the back of our card, and I think we might even do another piece next to it, just because I sort of kind of messed up, and we can, and it won't look bad at all, because in that way it covers up that other mess, especially because I know who I'm going to send this to. They're not even going to notice. Oh, well, thank you so much. Well, I do videos. I teach stamping, making cards. So you can go back and watch any of my replays that I have. I do a sketch card Saturday, which is where I show you a sketch and how to put it together. And it's usually very easy. And then you can share your pictures with me. So this is the first card that we put together today. So that's that one. And then this was our second one. Get all this other stuff out of the way. And this is, oops, this is the sketch that I used. It's a fun fold sketch, which I haven't done for a while. And then it opens up like this. Or like you can make it just a postcard like I did with my blue one. And I will post all of the measurements and things after the live is over with. I will post them down there in the description of this video. I had a phone call from a friend of mine just as I was getting ready to go live. And so I didn't have time to type it in, or I would have been late getting online. So I will put the measurements down in the description for you. And if you look me up, Fairy Nail Mother on Facebook, it's Suzie Q Stamping, and you can follow me on there. And if you don't already have a Stampin' Up demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator and show you how I do things. I do hold in-person classes every month. However, I am open and ready to start doing class kits going out in the mail and then working with customers. So that's what I'm doing. I appreciate you joining me today. Hit the like button and the follow button, and then you'll be notified whenever I do go live or if I have any video posting. Otherwise, thanks again for joining, everybody. If you are watching the replay, hit the like, hit subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And we will see you back next week. Bye, everybody.